All right, I want to prosecute. I'm going to prosecute, but I want to document this whole community. This is Ryder that is acting. That's JLG Lift. That company is a means of audible activity, terrorism, state surveillance in concert with the government that's captured on video, utilizing this company and its tools as a means of engaging in the demonic elements of monitoring. But I also want to document this community, engage in 24-hour surveillance. This is the Silverview Townhomes, 1830 to 1898 North Alvarado Street. And you see as I leave the property of Alvarado Gardens, the light source property. It's nowhere near building 1810. All right, it's nowhere near being over the venue outside of the living room window of 1806, my apartment. It's right here over my head where Ryder, JLG, you're going to identify the people of the state by the company names that they use. This is how you're going to prosecute, because they use the company names for engaging in the elements of monitoring. You're talking about demonic activity. So that demonic behavior is given a name. JLG is the means of audible activity, which is also terrorism, while they're monitoring inside of the office where I'm at. And this is also light act, what you're seeing on the van, entirely demonic. That moving of that light activity, demonic. That's audible activity, relevant positioning, and light activity. And this is the placement of the light source directly over me, and I'm going to juxtapose this with an entirely different location at what is 10:24 in the morning, so you can vividly witness the maintenance of the light source in this entire property. Sex offenders who are going to be prosecuted, and this is grounds of federal prison. You have all of them that live in relevant position at this property crossing path. That's what the entity is doing while the light is on my ceiling inside of my apartment, and they're pacing in and out of the property. They're crossing up and down on Alvarado Street while light is inside of my apartment. They're engaging in the sexual offense, okay? Monitoring in a private space with impunity. Okay, that's the P.O.C. Again, 1830 to 1898 North Alvarado Street, light source directly over my head, moving as I move, departing absolutely from being anywhere over 1810 as I stand at my leasing office. As I move, the light source moves. That's terrorism that Ryder is engaging in and facilitating with ongoing knowledge. They're also engaged in Title 18 criminal conduct. Okay, and Ryder heavily documented coming onto the grounds of Alvarado Gardens with that demon having engineer light dragging behind that Ryder vehicle while that light source was nowhere near over this apartment building. It's remaining over me at Alvarado Gardens. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. And let me be clear, they're next up, because this is the grounds of federal prison. All of them in relevant position, engaged in massive surveillance in concert with the people. This is P.O.C. And it is again 10:25 a.m. This is crossing path 9ELF 856. And possible light is also on the street. That's P.O.C. This is demonic patrolling one after another. License 8NTN 833. All of them are monitoring while LAPD flies over for 47 minutes. They're all monitoring together. All of them. So I just want to be clear. The prosecution is going to go far beyond Alvarado Gardens. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. But want to be clear, you're just across the street. Federal prison is very much in the cards for all of the people of the state that live over here. 6V66163 was engaging in surveillance. I took a picture of him. He's sitting in the car for purposes of crossing paths as I walk over across the street. Okay, it is currently 10:26 a.m. and you see the light source move over me as I move back down towards Alvarado Gardens. These are demons that are stalking in the path. Okay, that's P.O.C. That's what Ryder is participating in. Ryder's going to be prosecuted and exposed on the world stage. P.O.C. license 9AHZ339. What you're also going to remember is my documentation of the people of the state that were acting with LAPD that was flying over by helicopter. You already know who those demons are. That's 1808, number 5. They're going to federal prison. The entity was flying over by helicopter, if you'll recall my documentation. And then I walked down, this is 17th Street right here. And this was at well into the afternoon. It's morning time right now. And you're going to look at where the light source was at that time of day. While the people of the state, 8PBJ900, were crossing paths like this. That's what this is. This is stalking in this specific environment, a demon-possessed population. You're going to look at where the light source was at and the engineer light that was all over the street while they were just pacing back and forth. 5JGP 969 P.O.C. All of that is an impermissible threat, equally grounds of federal prison, by the way. Just want to put that out there, but the entity isn't moving the light source as I move, departing from being directly over that apartment building where Ryder is using a machine as a means of demonic conduct. That's audible activity that's amplified inside of the office with simultaneity to what I'm doing on the venue of the internet. I'm going to remind you about where I'm at 10:24, 10:23 in the morning. What comes to mind is inside of the Open Family Community Library, by the way, standing in front of the elevator, and you'll see the light source hovering over an elevator window. Very exclusive sky space. Very exclusive. Over 215 East C Street in Ontario, California at the same exact time, which is impossible. But you have what is capturing, that's why you document. This is my shadow appearing. This is my shadow appearing in the shade. This is engineer light that's hitting an object. This is multiple layers of engineer light while you hear audible activity provided by Ryder. That's P.O.C. Okay, and then you have them acting in concert with LAPD. They're going to federal prison. And I'm going to civilly and criminally prosecute not just Ryder, but JLG, that company that makes money making those tools. It's as used as a means of criminal monitoring and federal stalking on the venue of the internet. And done so, you're going to you're going to assign the criminal conduct to mens rea with regard to their use of such instruments, which is nothing other than demonic amplification in the specific environment where the sun is rising and setting, as though that would ever be the natural environment. Okay, so I want to be clear. It's currently 10:28 a.m. This is the light source that's now over me as I come back to the venue, and it was directly over Silverview Townhomes. Okay. Sex offenders, every single last one of them living in that property, engaged in the demonic behavioral pattern. You saw engineer light while a demon was driving by. Light does not shoot like a ricochet on the nearest surface. Demons do that, stalking in your path with engineer light under that which is not even the sun. Okay, and that's understanding what is a sex offender while monitoring, pacing all around me while the entity keeps engineer light inside of my apartment, not separate from what you're hearing Ryder engaging in right now. That's audible activity. It's under no circumstances separate from the venue that they're at. The light source was just remaining over me as I walked away from them. That's the P.O.C. That's the pattern of conduct. Okay, so you need to understand the true attitude of the people of the state that like to use commercial brands that you should not support because they serve Satan. P.O.C.